Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, this past week has been very tricky. Actually, this whole month has been very tricky. SPY has been really confusing to trade. So the markets have changed just in the last few months. It's just acting very crazy. But we'll get into the trades in a minute. Now, I did have 12 wins, 7 losses for a win rate of 63.16%, which is very low for me. Usually I get 80%, 85% every week. I haven't done recaps in a couple of weeks, and I've just been very busy, haven't had the time. Hopefully once Christmas is gone, that I won't be so busy and I'll be able to get back on track, but we'll have to see what's happening. Got a lot of things coming up in the room. Definitely don't want to miss that. When the new year gets here, I do a lot of resets on a lot of things. I start new challenges. I reset the IRAs and the quest thing I have going on. I'm going to reset that. I got a lot of things resetting on January 1st. So I do look forward to the reset, because I feel like the reset just is like, it puts, it's just like, I don't know. It just does something to me. Makes me be more focused. I have to be more, time things better. I can't make mistakes. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can do as well this year, next year as it did this past year, because the market's completely different. But anyways, let's just get into the trades. I didn't post anything on Twitter, so I have no idea how far they went. I'm just gonna guess, and we'll just take it one day at a time. Now, on the trade ideas room on the 15th, let me get the 15th up here first of all. Is this the 15th? Yeah. Okay, back, expand out a little bit. Okay, as you see, this is Friday, this is Monday. Trade ideas room on the 15th, I said SPY puts under 684, which is right down here at this area. Now, another thing I want to mention is that SPY loves to play around with the pre-market levels, and that's something I've noticed over the past year or so. So I do focus more on the pre-market levels than I have anything else because of that. And other things I want to point out too is that they've been happening for a while, but I've been really paying attention to this week is when you have a swing high and a swing low, the retracement's 50%. Like right here, we could say this high and this low. This is about 50% of the move. Then you get this high and this low. It retraces about 50% of the move. So in the downtrend, it retraces about 50% of the move. Now on the uptrend, I don't think it retraces 50%, but most of the time when we have swing high and swing lows, it's going to retrace at least 50%. But SPY loves to V-rally all the time, so it could eventually just completely recover. But yeah, anyways, this is the hourly over here. I switched over there. 684 is over here. Now I'm trying to see the 684 has been a pretty big area. Which day is the 15th? This one? Yeah, 15's right here. Yeah, I get underneath the 684 level. We were going to see this 680 level, and the SPY has been loving the 680 level. So that was kind of what I was looking at. So being Monday, first trading day of the week, I do not like taking plays right off the bat, especially with options. Yeah, the first trade I took was what, 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10:01. I took the 68. 68. I took calls. 6 to 10:01, which is 10:01 down here. 10:01 right here. Now, oh, this was previous day's close. I think I took it when it dipped below previous day's close. I do remember this. Excuse me. I do remember this trade now. This was the day I was anticipating it bouncing off previous day's close, which it did. I got in at 68.40 calls. It's 960, and they ended up, yeah, I ended up selling it at $10 and $11. So yeah, they got a couple dollars out of that. So that was very, very well timed. Usually I don't like chasing falling knives, but if it just lately, SPY has been like making new low a day, then it will rip the other way, or it will flush hard, and it will bounce off like pre-market low violently, or previous day low violently, or PDC, or something like that. And this is what I did, and this is why I took it at PDC. I mean, I just didn't feel like chasing this. I mean, we went from 585. This is a $2 candle, $2 plus candle, and I do not like $2 plus candles on the opening candle, because they end up being traps. I mean, yeah, I could have taken puts right here, and look what it did. It dipped below, then ripped the other way, but it did end up going. But usually what happens is it will dip slightly below lower day just to get you in on puts, then it will rip to higher day and just go and make a nice little J hook. And I don't, so whenever we have an opening range candle that's $2 or more on the 10-minute time frame, I don't like touching it, the continuation play. If anything, I might look the other way. But even if this did manage to make it back to higher day, I'm not taking calls at higher day. That's still a $2 10-minute candle. When you see $2 10-minute candles, they don't usually continue. Well, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. Most of the times they don't. And the only way I would have taken this is if we had, I probably should have taken this because we had a doji and I could have taken it right there, but I didn't. For some reason, I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. Well, also, it was not 10 o'clock yet. Right now at this candle, it's 9:50. I'm pretty stubborn to stick to the first half an hour, let that play out on the first trading day of the week. And you notice I said first trading day of the week because it's not always a Monday if Mondays are off. So yeah, I got that play. Then I took calls again at 10:26, which is right here at 679. Why did I put the 15th? 679. It's lower day. Previous lower day is where I took it. Let's see, was this imagine this was a winning trade? Yeah, I got the 68.30 calls at $6, and they ended up going to I mean, I got out at like 9 or something, but they definitely probably went to 15 on that pot right there. Then I took puts and took a loss on them. So I took a puts at 12.33, which was right 12.33. Right here when it came back down here. No, 12.33. Right here. I'm not quite sure why I took it here. But yeah, I took the puts right here to 68.05, puts at 750, and I ended up stopping out. I'm not quite sure why I took it here. I mean, I get that all these candles are clustered together, but I don't know. I should not have taken it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I took that one. So that's a loss. It's very, very questionable. Now on to Tuesday the 16th, trade ideas room. I said SPY calls over 681, which is up here. First trade I took was let's see, calls at 1023. Calls at 1023 right here, right when it made flush new lower day. I took the 68.05 calls at $9, and let me just see if I had any losses this day. Yeah, I took two losses right here. Okay, so I had what? First two plays were losses. Okay, so I took calls at 1023, which was right 1023, right here, and it made new lower day. I got them at $9, and somehow I managed to sell it over 9, and I ended up stopping out the rest. I'm not quite sure. I got the right day though, right? The 16th, 1023. Maybe I bought it down here more. No, because if I bought it down here more, I definitely that would have run to $15. I don't get what happened. I sold at 960. I stopped out at 7. I don't know what happened here. I probably got it too high. Probably thought it was going to go higher, and it just dumped and I stopped out. It's the only thing I can think of. And then I took puts at 1042. Okay, wait a minute here. I took it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down to a smaller time frame because I can't really see what I did here. When I took 3 days. Okay, let's get back to 5. Take it down to the 1 minute. I don't look at the 1 minute. I'm just doing it for this video. Try to figure out what I did. At 1023, right here. Oh, okay, so I got it right as soon as I broke the lower day, right here. And it went against me quite a bit, and I held it, and it came back up, and I ended up, as soon as it went green, I sold, and it didn't get the VWAP, and it came back down, and that's when I ended up stopping out. But I ended up grabbing puts at 1042, which is right here, and I'm not sure why I took it there. I should not have taken it there. Even the 1 minute. I just should have waited for new lower day, but I didn't. For some reason, I jumped in the puts prematurely. I jumped in the 67.50 puts at 650, and it ended up stopping out. So I don't know what the hell I was doing this day. This whole week has just been, I've just been struggling the last week or so. But you're not going to be great all the time. I mean, any trader that says they're perfect all the time is lying. And not trading the real market. I mean, the market this past week has not been fun at all. It's been tricky as hell. I have not been enjoying it this past week, and I think I've just made a lot of bad calls. And the market gets you conditioned for a certain way where a couple weeks ago, up till a couple weeks ago, anytime it flushed lower day, it would V rally, or anytime it broke higher day, it would dump. And it's just, the market just has been getting you trained for buying the dips and then slamming it on you. And they get you conditioned for a certain way to trade a certain way, then they turn around and do something else. So, yeah, then I took calls again at 1108, which is right 1108, right here in this candle, right around here. I think I got it underneath 1118 right here. Okay, 1108. So I got it up here. Why did I get it up here? I don't know. I mean, this whole day has been, what was I thinking on the 16th? I got this right up here, and it went against me, and then I grabbed puts and it popped on me. Then somehow I traded 3 times in a half an hour. And I grabbed calls right 1108. So right up here. Somehow if it's under 678, I grabbed calls. I don't know what I'm doing. And I held it and I added at 1118, which is down here when it made under 677. So I was thinking that they were going to buy the dip back, but I don't like buying that. I would have waited till I got over VWAP up here, but I don't know. I need to make some adjustments for next week. I need to wait. I should have waited for a green candle to form, before taking that, and I should have taken it right here after the green candle formed and got over the red candle. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I just made so many mistakes this day. So yeah, I added 11.18, making a new average $7, and they did end up going to close to 10. Then I took calls at 12.43. 12.43. Right here. Why did I take calls way down here? 12.43 on the 16th. There might have been, I've been getting too dependent on the liquidity sweeps. 12. This is the 16th, yeah. Yeah, I have to expand out, but I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, for some reason it came down here to 675 or under 675.50, and I grabbed calls. I'm not quite sure why. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. Yeah, the best area would have been a wait over the high of these candles. You got these three consolidation pitchfork looking candles, because you get like prongs like a pitchfork. But yeah, I should have waited for that, but I didn't. I grabbed it down here, grabbed the calls, the 678 calls at $9, but we had a monster jump, and I didn't take a loss on that. No, but I ended up getting out pretty quick though. Yeah, I got out at $10 on that, so yeah, I got out pretty quickly. So Tuesday was just a bad day. I don't know. I gotta do better, be more patient. I don't know what I was doing. I should have just waited. But anyways, then I took Tesla. I was planning on holding it overnight, which I did. 16th, right here. Yeah, I took Tesla at 45 puts at 344, which is right up here. And I was thinking, okay, we have gone from 365 to 490. And I think I said if it gets under 490, I was taking it, which was right here. And I took the 485 puts at 770. And I was thinking we might get an end of the day dump, but I was willing to hold it overnight. And it popped up a little bit, then it just sold off hard. And I ended up dumping those the next day at 850, and then yeah, right around in mid 8s. So definitely pleased about that. Now trade ideas room on Wednesday, I said SPY calls are 681. Okay, let me get SPY back up here. What day was this? The 17th? 681.50. Yeah, 681.50. 681.50 up here. Thinking, okay, we're bouncing. Maybe we get to all-time high, which was what, this is the 17th right here. So yeah, I was thinking that, we were going to break this area, because you can see it right here. We get over this 681 area, 681.50 area on the hourly, that we could end up bouncing and shooting to all-time high. So that's what I was looking for, but it didn't work out that way. So I was looking at the hourly on that one. I do remember that because I was watching that. So I took puts at 10:01, which is right here. As soon as I broke underneath these two candles, I took the 67.60 puts at $6 and 17th. And I took a loss. Yeah, I took a loss a couple minutes later. So I took it right here, and it jumped up, and I took a loss. I am baffled by that. I just traded horrible this week. So yeah, I should not have. I mean, in real time, you don't know. I mean, this thing, I think that what I was worried about is when I took puts here, is that we were going to rip and go to all-time high. That's probably why I stopped out. So when I grabbed the puts at $6, the 67.60 at $6, and then it reversed, I was probably worried that we were going to rip, because it's always easy to look at the chart after it's all said and done and say, oh, I should have just held and I would have made massive money. But you don't know that in real time. See, the thing with all these idiots on YouTube is that they show you a chart that's already developed. It's already said and done. And they show you, oh, you should have bought here and you should have sold up here. And this should have happened and that should have happened. You should have had this ratio and that ratio. The SPY does not give a shit about your ratios or your targets. It's going to stop short every time, or it's going to overshoot every time. SPY does not work like that. Real traders that trade the market know this, that in real time, at this point in time, I was thinking the hourly chart, we get over 681.50, we're going to all-time high. So when it dipped here and bounced back up and came back down, I probably should have never bought in calls. I mean, not calls, puts here. And then when it started to pop back up to the 679.50 area, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop out in case we rip to all-time high. And of course it dumped. But then it took calls. So what the hell did I do? Okay, I have to look at this. Okay, the 18th. No, sorry, looking at the 17th. Yeah. It took puts at 10:01. It took calls at 10:09. I'm gonna have to bring this down to a smaller time frame because I don't really know what the hell I was doing. Okay, so at 10:01, I bought puts. Right, 10:01. I bought puts right here, which is where the wicks probably were. Then it ripped. I stopped out. Then I bought calls. Okay, hold on. Let me look at the 10:15. Okay, I got calls. So yeah, I got calls at 10:09, which is right here. For some reason I got calls right here. Got the 68.10 calls at 9:50, and I ended up selling at 10:30. So I got out of that. That was a win. It was a very small win. Let's see if I can change this to the 10 minutes so we can. Okay. So yeah, I got 10:01. I got puts here. Ripped up. It stopped out. Came back down. I bought the dip. I think that's what I was doing. I bought the dip right there at the 68.10 calls at 9:50 and getting out around 10. Then I bought calls again at 10:40, and 10:40 was down here it's under 677. Yeah, I bought. Why did I buy calls here? 677. Okay, let's go back to the hourly. Okay, let's go back to the 10 minute on this one. So I bought calls right around here, this 10:40, right around here. So this might have been pre-market low. Let's see, maybe not pre-market low. Might have been pre-market low. Was it? No. No, it wasn't. Oh, maybe it was. This is 17th. No, this is 17th. It was previous day. Okay, 675. No, it wasn't even 1040. 675. Yeah, I think I bought previous lower day. I think I jumped in the previous lower day. The 6800 calls at 7:30. And yeah. Let's see. I took a loss. I jumped out at 10:58, and that's when it dumped right there. So wow, what did I do? I did horrible Tuesday and Wednesday. Then the last trade of the day was I took calls at 11 o'clock, which was right here. 11 o'clock. Right here. Somehow I took calls and I did good on them. 674. I don't understand why I took it right here. Time did I take it? 11 o'clock. All I know is maybe when it got to 674, I bought it. I should have never touched it. Yeah, so I had the 67.70 calls at $11, and I ended up dropping. And the RSI might have been really low. I don't have RSI on this chart. I have it on TradeView on my other screen. I don't usually look at RSI. I don't usually look at half the indicators I have on here. I just use the histogram and stochastics to give me a heads up on divergences, and that's it. My charts are so messy. I'm gonna have to clean them up. I don't even use the RCT trend line anymore, which is this orange line, because it just does not seem to matter anymore. It used to. Thing with trading is that once you get a strategy going, it ends up being worthless after a while, and you have to just keep evolving. But anyways, yeah, I managed to get calls and end up taking profit on that, so I'm not quite sure how the hell I did that, but I did. Then in the 18th, hopefully I traded better on this. This was definitely a cleaner chart. This is what I was talking about earlier. SPY will rip, take out lower day right here, rip again, come back to lower day, then it would rip. This is what I'm used to. This is why I've been doing what I've been doing this past week or two, is that when it makes a new lower day, I've been buying calls down here because this is what it's been doing. But what I need to do is adjust and not go and get the new lower day, even if it reacts, because sometimes I wait to see if it reacts, and if it starts to react, that's when I jump in. But yeah, I need to have a little further green, get a green candle or something out of it, more confirmation or something, because it's just not working out. But I mean, everyone's gonna have a bad week, and this was definitely my bad week. But traded his room on the 18th. I said buy puts on the 676, which is down here, right here. This was from news. First trade I took was puts at 11:15, which is right here. Starting to get a little bit of a head and shoulders. It's showing some exhaustion. So I took a chance, and 680 has been an area where it's been having trouble. So that's why I took puts. I took the 6,800 puts at $8, and I make sure I didn't have any losses on the 18th. Did I? I had a loss in the second play. Yeah, I ended up selling it like 9. So I had them at 8. So yeah, they dipped a little bit here. Then they really went. I mean, they probably went to 20 right there. Wow. Then I got calls at 12:06, which was right here. As soon as I made new lower day, I grabbed the calls of 6,800 calls at 8:30. It dipped a little more. I added, making my new average 660. Then it bounced higher, and they definitely went to probably $15 or something on that. But I ended up selling them right about $10 or $11. Yeah. Then I waited. I took puts at what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. $146. Okay, wait a minute here. I took puts at 145. $145 right here. when it came back down. Oh, because this was support, now it's resistance. I came back down. I took the 6,800 puts right there at 860, and they ended up going pretty good. They probably went to probably $12, $13. And then oh yeah, this play right here. Okay, I did not take it a lower day. This is the one. 12, 12. Yeah, this was the one. That was not. This was not a win. This was not a win. I'm gonna have to back up here because I definitely misspoke on some things. Okay, I took puts at 11:15, which is right up here. I got that little drop. Okay, I got that like little play that dipped. Then I remember this. I bought, because we were up here, I bought call. I bought the 6,800 calls at 8:30, right at the VWAP, and I ended up averaging down, making my new average $6. And this is the one I took a loss on. It flushed through. I did not buy a lower day here, so I misspoke. So I bought puts here. I got a little bit out. Then when it came to VWAP, I bought the calls. Then I added down here. Then it flushed the lower day, and I stopped out. I remember this because I thought we're going to bounce right here at VWAP. We flushed through. I added, thinking, okay, we're going to bounce. And then it flushed the lower day. And somehow reason I stopped out. And then when it came back up, I was furious because they went green, and I know some people in the room held it. I didn't. I stopped out. Then when we came up here to the 680 area, close to 680, 679.70, which was supports, not resistance, it came back down. That's when I took the puts. And these puts I had at 860, and those went to like $15. So yeah, I took a loss here for nothing. I jumped in. I shouldn't have jumped in at VWAP, but I did, thinking that we were good because we were going so crazy that we were going to hold this 20 EMA blue line of VWAP, that we were going to come back up. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get in your own head and you just, yeah, I didn't know. I bought it at VWAP and averaged down here, then dumped it, and then ripped it, went in my favor. And yeah, I was not happy about that. But I did get the puts here. Happy about that. Then I had a good end of the day play right here. I was looking at puts at the 67.80 puts at 353. And now the reason I did that was not because of the chart. I usually look at the end of the day. And one little trick that we've been noticing, and the trick has been changing like a lot here and there. When we first noticed it, if you saw 100,000 K of volume on an SPX strike, they would usually go in the money, and you can usually play with that. But it's been changing. They don't like to pay those now. So when we saw high volume strikes going in the money, or that were in the money, they were going to get paid, that they were going to screw them and they were going to take them out. So I was playing against the volume, based on market makers don't like paying people. They like to screw people over. You see it all the time. So if you play end of the day, which is the most riskiest because you don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like if you watched the strike volume, it's not the price action you're watching, it's the volume of that particular strike. So if you see 100,000 K in the money, or deep in the money, or a couple of them deep in the money or in the money, they're probably not going to stay in the money at close, because usually what's been happening lately, the past couple of weeks, they haven't been paying them. So I mean, that could change tomorrow, that could change next week, I don't know, but the market's always evolving, and that's what makes it so hard, is that as SPX 0 day to expiration volume is picking up, it's getting more attention. I don't know if you've noticed, you've seen online that there's like 100 times more people playing 0 DTE, and it's definitely affecting the market. I think it's what's the market makers are using all this volume that's coming in and they're toying with it, and they're wiping people out left and right. And that's why you're seeing the market act so crazy, is because of the amount of retail that's involved now. So, but yeah, I took 67.80 puts off based off from the total volume end of the day, and they went from $1.70 to like $5. So they ended up being a really good end of the day play. So I know this recap is probably one of the worst ones I've ever done, because my brain is all over the place and my mouth can't keep up with my brain, and it's ADD for you, or ADHD, or whatever the hell I have. Let's see, traded his room on the 19th. SPY calls over 677, which is up here. First trade was, let's see, did I take any losses this day? Yeah, I took a loss at the end of the day. Jeez, I had been taking way too many losses lately. I gotta get my stuff together. But yeah, anyways, I took puts at 1022, which is right here. This is the first 10-minute candle. Let me look at this. 676. It's a $2 candle. I'm not touching that. I ignored it. Came up here, put a tail candle in, came up to the 680 level, rejected 680. So when it came underneath 679.50, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 6800 puts at 730, and they probably went to 10 on that play. Then I took puts again at 1040, which is right here. When it popped up, I reloaded. Got the same ones. Actually, no, I got closer to the money. I got the 6810 puts at 650 up here above 680. And I got them at 650, and they definitely went to probably 10 on that play too. I was playing the 680 that anytime we get above 680, they were going to smash it, which is what they did here. So when it came back up, they were going to smash it. There was tons of volume on the SPY. 380 calls was kind of like a call wall. Now you got to understand, just because there's a call wall at 680 doesn't mean it can't go over 680. It just means that it's very, very likely it will close under 680 at the end of the day. So we could have easily shot up to 682 and slammed to 679.90 at the end of the day. And so yeah, we did close over 680 though. But anyways, that's what I was doing. I was playing against a 680 call wall right here. So I got a nice play. I reloaded, got another nice play, and I was just like, okay. But I did take it again 1108, which is right here. So no, I did take it 3 times. For some reason, I thought I took it again and stopped. 1108 right here. So yeah, I got it here, reloaded up here, the 6810s. I got the 6810s, 6815 this time at 710, and I think I sold part of it. Yeah, I sold part of it, and then I held the rest and thinking that we're done, but it didn't. So yeah, I definitely get to change what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing this week. I don't normally trade this reckless. I'm gonna make some adjustments. Yeah, every trade is gonna have a bad day, a bad week, and this was my bad week. So that's gonna do it for the recap. It's been a strange one. It's been kind of like all over the place, but that's how my mind works. It's all over the place. And thanks for watching.